Boy, don't you love to see the Democrats start clamming up. See the Democrats start crying and complaining. Why, Craig? Why are they crying and complaining? Because they feel the shit in stick of their own policies. They're crying and complaining about the invasion that we all know that's going on, the border crisis that the regime refuses to fix because they're trying to build a new voter base. Yeah, we're talking about the invasion at the borders. I'm loving everything that Arizona is doing. Governor Doug. I'm loving everything that Governor Abbott's doing and Governor DeSantis out of Florida. They are ripping them a new one and they're making them feel their own policies. And what's so funny to me, now they use this cheap rhetoric of calling people racist, which we know that's the theme of the Democratic Party, call their political opposition racist, demonize them as extremists and domestic terrorists and xenophobes. Now we got Beetlejuice out of Illinois, Chicago. We all know Chicago, and I'll get into that. Got the nerve to call Governor Greg Abbott a racist and xenophobe when we know that the Democratic Party is all of the things that they claim other people are. We got Beetlejuice on here complaining and crying because she got 2 busloads of immigrants that were already scheduled to go there. And what's funny about it, they have to put a written consent of where they want to go, and they requested to go to Chicago. You can't make this shit up. She gets 100 people that shows up in Chicago, and now she's on national TV crying and complaining. I'm going to show the video, and then I'm going to give you guys my mean tweet commentary, and we'll see where it goes.
Abbott's racist and xenophobic practices of expulsion have only amplified the challenges many of these migrants have experienced on their journey to find a safe place. These are human beings, moms and dads, young children, elders, who deserve our respect and dignity. Instead of treating these individuals with respect that they deserve, the due process that our laws require, Governor Abbott chose instead to inhumanely load them onto buses, send them on a more than 12-hour journey across a country that they don't know, and to drop them off without any regard for what the next steps are.
That's a lie. As I said earlier, they have to do a written consent of where they want to go. They requested, they were scheduled to go there anyway. And where she's leaving out is, what about the Democratic-led cities like El Paso that also sent a busload of migrants to Chicago and plans on sending more? That's Democratic-led cities right there in El Paso, Texas. But she left that out because it's all cheap rhetoric. These people are full of shit, man. Full of it.
These continued political stunts, Governor Abbott has confirmed what unfortunately many of us had already known, that he is a man without any morals, humanity, or shame. We are Chicago, a welcoming city, a city where we live our values every single day, a city where immigrants...
You live your values every single day. You guys treat criminals with kid gloves. You catch them. We'll get into it.
Immigrants and refugees have been a part of the fabric of the city from our earliest days. Last night, we showed our mettle, the best of who we are. We have organized and collaborated and come together to ensure that a group of migrants from Venezuela would have food, clothing, and shelter.
Here she is complaining she only got 100 people that showed up on the bus. What's happening is they're showing up in Chicago, and she wouldn't say nothing else before, but now that it's hitting national TV and her constituents are going to see these migrants showing up on these buses, they're going to start asking questions like, hey, our tax-paying dollars are going towards illegals. They're getting health care, they're getting Obama phones, they're getting all these different things. We got to pay that. And what's sad about the whole thing is she's complaining about the 2 busloads, and now she's calling someone racist and xenophobic. Has anybody given a thought of what Texas is going through at the borders? They see 7,000 people a day. 7,000 people a day. Illegals. You got fentanyl, all kinds of stuff coming across the borders. And the White House does nothing about it. It's so bad in them not wanting to fix the problem, because we know this is all about a new voter base. whenever they start talking about they're going to be cutting checks to them, giving them Obama phones and flying them anywhere. What's the difference of busing them across this, the United States to go where they want to go? What's the difference? She's complaining because she got 100. This man deals with 7,000 a day. Imagine the residents, the constituents of Texas around that border, because the White House, this regime, this administration, hasn't gotten it right for the borders. They haven't fixed the invasion that we're having at the border, our crisis at the border. They haven't gotten it right with Mexico. Instead, they let the cartel run rampant and do whatever they want to do. And she's talking about something's inhumane. Have you thought about what these people go through and the sacrifices and risk of being in the hands of cartel? Are you kidding me? Man, and here's another thing. Those illegal immigrants, right? It's funny that they try to deem us as xenophobes because we want people to come here the right way instead of coming here illegally, because we got to pay for that. These people get free health care. They pay no taxes. I mean, the list goes on. We know what's going on. This is an invasion on the United States, and this regime is allowing it to happen. And what's sad about it is you got New York with Eric Adams, and now this clown Beetlejuice. Both are asking for assistance. Even in D.C., the mayor out in D.C., they're asking for assistance, and they ain't getting no help from the White House. The White House ain't trying to help them. Instead, Biden goes in with this partisan speech in Philadelphia, supposedly, and does nothing but bash his political opposition and calls us extremists and MAGA Republicans, and Trump we're a threat to democracy. Instead of talking about the border crisis, instead of talking about the real issues that all Americans, regardless of where you lean politically, are faced with. But you want to know what else is sad? What's sad about is these illegal immigrants, not only did they risk their lives and put their lives in the hands of cartel, drug traffickers, human traffickers, not only did they put their lives in the risk of they're leaving a place, they're leaving a war zone to seek asylum, to only request and be sent to Democratic ran states. I apologize. Let me reframe that. They are seeking asylum. They're leaving one war zone to only be sent to another war zone, to go to New York, to go to California, to go to Illinois, Chicago specifically with Lori Lightfoot, because we know the crime runs rampant. These Democratic war zone states that treat criminals like kid gloves, literally catch and release. It's almost like you gone bass fishing. You catch a fish, you take a picture, oh man, we caught this bass fish, and then you release the damn thing back into the pond. They do the same thing with violent criminals in all three of those states, them Democratic war zones. Them Migos that's getting dropped off them buses, his vision of America is 20 years late. They're leaving a war zone to seek asylum to only go into another war zone. And when they find out the policies of catch and release, letting violent criminals go, no cash bail, no more law and order, criminals are running rampant, they turn them states into Gothic cities. Almost like you watching the Marvel Batman movie, how much crime is running rampant in them cities. 928 something people were shot just in Chicago. We know the crime rates out there. That's the whole sad part about it all, man. So, put it in the comments what your thoughts on this. Is this more cheap rhetoric? Do we truly have an invasion, a problem at the border? Is these Democrats just crying because they're feeling the shit end of the stick of their own policies and this is just more hypocrisy? Put it in the comments. I'd love to read it and see your thoughts. If you're new to the channel, thank you for supporting. Please hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and everybody else that's been joining on the ride and they enjoy this mean tweet commentary. Make sure you put the middle finger up to these algorithm guys, these social media censorship platforms for the Democratic regime. Make sure you like, comment, and share because you could save somebody's life. It's your boy Craig Long 45. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, oi.